Alrighty, let's do some analysis. So looking at this, there's two ways to look at it. We could look at monthly structure, which for me, that is okay, higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows. The pattern to become a higher high, right? There's that. And then there's when you zoom in to the actual candle into what I call current flow. So current flow is just seeing, hmm, are lower highs being maintained or are higher lows being maintained? And how I define that is, okay, let's say you have a bullish candle and a bearish candle. This to me is a level of resistance. Um, and let's say we're in a downtrend. You have a lower high and a low. This lower highs maintain a downtrend and higher lows maintain an uptrend, right? So this situation right here on the monthly time frame, I would have to say is, let's respect that, immediate bearish. I would have to say that the current bearish flow, the current monthly flow is bearish. The current structure is bullish, however. So technically, this is a counter trend within itself. The current weekly flow is also bearish, right? So we're very, very heavy on the bears, but I start to get a little queasy when we come into a level that's, literally the 50 to 61%, 61.8% level on a structure. Because so many times is this the area where we actually do some dirty work and turn around. So the fact that the weekly is not breaking with force from these levels, like it makes me a little weary, right? I am, I feel like within the next few months, we can have a bullish push, but it would take a good amount of stuff to happen for us to even be able to do that. However, I don't think that the dollar has any long-term sells right now. It's just what I see. Now, when it comes to like the actual major zones, the next major level would be here, but to get here, we'd have to break this, right? To get here, we'd have to also break this. And this is no joking matter. This is level right here. Come on now. Behave yourself. This is no joking matter. So, in a lot of ways, I'm just kind of waiting it out because I feel like there could be a turnaround. Something that looks just like this. It hasn't happened yet. Two, I just think that there are signals, pre-signals that there's going to be a bullish turnaround, and it sucks because everything is bearish right now. But the things that need to whisper to me to say, "Hey girl, we might not make it down here," are happening. Because why are you playing around here? Why would you make a low and then contest and respect that low on a weekly time frame that means something? It's on such a heavy time. So pretty much what I'm looking at is okay, let's look at the levels that it would have to respect in order to actually turn around. And I think it's this level right here. So if this level gets broken, I think we're gonna head down to 97 points. What is this? 97.2-ish area. Um, but I don't think that I can trade any dollar pairs with confidence at the moment because this is a moment of indecision, right? And if you consider geopolitical factors in times of war, the US dollar is known as a safe haven, right? So even just that alone, we're expected to continue bullish. again, there hasn't been too many signs. There's no solid signs of a turnaround, is what I'm trying to say. But I'm also very much so keeping an eye out for that. I'm trying not to make any premature moves based off of my assumption of what could happen, but hasn't. So that's that on that. Um, all that to say, I was in GU buys and exited. You know, it'd be like that. GU buys exited because I was like, I don't know. But you know what? You know what was happening on the dollar at this time? We were all outside of this trend line that had been holding since February of this year. So I was like, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So I got out of my G buys. That was definitely a mistake because I could have eaten on that. Um, so this is the level that I'm looking for. If price can break below this, I think this is the next zone. But I'd probably just rather focus on something that's not a US based pair because of all of this right now. Um, and another thing that makes me feel like price could be evil soon and not actually hold down here is let's look at the monthly candle closes, right? We have a big nice bearish candle. Cool. We have this candle. All right. Now, that's not necessarily strong at all. And there is a possibility that this candle that closes in 6 days and 12 hours could close weaker than this or even as a bullish candle. And I say that because if I look at EU, I had the same assumption for EU also. Because why are we closing so weak? Why are we looking like that? Same thing, it's like, okay, you have a level of resistance here. And then again, you decided not to just respect that. Like there's so much suspicious things happening, but again, there's nothing confirmed of a reversal. It's all just whispers of a potential reversal. Hasn't happened yet, but just saying. So, um, I would like to point out the pairs that I would be interested if this was to go bearish, because it would be AU sells for sure, because look at how clean this just break and potential retest could be, right? Also, also in that level again, right? Just potentials. You got a double top. Actually, we tested this level 1, 2, 3, 4. I want the blood clot to make you think, Sarah, I go break again today, this week. I'll make you think that, do you? So I have my counter trend line. My counter trend line from here to here. Let's see what happens here. Let's just see the little dancey dance that happens. I really can't get involved in any US pairs right now because there's a lot of indecision at the moment. That's just what I see. So if price were to continue bullish on the dollar, I think AU could drop, UJ could fly, right? Because I mean, even like bro, look at UJ's price action on the weekly. I've been staring. I've been looking this bitch dead. Bro, what? Bro, my cat's on crack. Look at this level of support. It's not a double bottom, but it damn near almost is. Not only is it that, but we break out of this trend line, and now we're making higher lows and bullish engulfings on the weekly time frame. Girl, of course I'm gonna be looking out for buys. So if price comes back down here, gives me some daily bullish candles or if you know, there's nothing to put a counter trend line at the moment, but potentially, if again the dollar was to actually rise from where it currently is, this could be a potential buy. But again, if not, just all of this is invalidated anyways. But damn, like the price action on the weekly is making me really it's making me hungry because you can't boom tapped here, made a higher high, tapped here, made a lower high, but the structure's still bullish. Tapped here again. I feel like the next place you want to go is right here. So UJ is definitely on my watch list. But aside from all the noise and whatnot, I think the thing that could be simple, easy, breezy, beautiful is probably just your AUD, right? Monthly time frame, everything's completely bullish. And then we have, well, let's see this weekly to the left. Yeah, not even. Higher highs and higher lows. It's behaving nice. It's easy to see. It's monthly and weekly are both not only structurally bullish, but in flow, they're bullish. So this is probably the easiest pair to trade at the moment for me. Um, yeah, this one. So, and then GJ is kind of breaking its bearish counter trend, right? Because the whole entire time, technically on the monthly time frame, we were bullish. We were very bullish. And the fact that we are breaking this counter trend line and this level of resistance, I've been waiting for this for a while. So I'm gonna want to buy soon, but again, I have to have a nice retracement because I've been looking at this and I'm like, okay, cool. If price actually begins to break down here, I feel like UJ buys and GJ buys would be really, really nice because what this is pretty much just the Japanese yen trying to like just track how she feels. All right. So monthly time frame is overall very, very bearish. It has never not been bearish on the monthly flow and monthly structure. And now the weekly flow is back bearish, right? Once we break and hold below here, we're gonna have a really aggressive sell-off for this pair, but also really good buys for UJ and GJ. So, and all that to say that, oh, I also got into some S&P buys last night based off of, all this breaking. You got to break up the resistance, break up the counter trend line. I absolutely hate where it is because the first take profit is like literally right here to the left. After I hit that, I'm taking out 50% of my profits. I'm putting my stop loss and break even. Bar tar. Yeah. Do we have some news today? Of course we do. Where it at? Where it at? Do we have news? Okay, we got something at 10. So we'll see how the markets react to that. Um, but yeah, for the most part, I'm just kind of minding my business when it comes to the US peers because it's like I could be right about what's going to happen on the dollar, but I've been burnt so many times by taking premature entries that I'm simply not interested unless I get more confirmation. So what I would like to see for me to confidently take some or confidently be selling the dollar peers would be I want a bullish engulfing a bullish candle close outside of this counter trend line and to maintain above this yellow line. But mainly, I want it to pop out of the counter trend line for me to feel secure in my buys. So that's it, right? Happy trading, y'all.